let's get into this one right here. Well, Donald Trump continues his rampage. Let me give it to you one more time. But let me give it to you like this. Donald Trump continues his rampage into more inflation. This is what you guys don't understand. Some people might. But this guy is only building up more inflation and more debt. Okay? One comes before the other. And inflation will be the second. Debt will be the first. So first you need debt. And to pay down that debt, the inflation will come. So now Donald Trump, amongst other things, is talking about building this iron dome that Israel already has. And they're talking about how great it's been for Israel to fend off, missile strikes and all these type of things. And we got to look at what Israel did for our national security. Two problems with this. Hold on, three problems with this. First of all, this is another thing that they want to do that has nothing to do with inflation going down. Fighting the 4-year inflation that the Democrats put us in. That will last 10 years if we're lucky, paying down this inflation debt. Now, I've heard from the Republicans it's going to take 2 years. It will take 2 years to turn around what Biden did. Really? Wow. They must know something that we all don't know. And I'm sure they do, because these are the people who are supposed to be working in these fields of government. But nevertheless, 2 years, I don't know. Somebody with Down syndrome could figure out that makes zero sense. This has been the biggest inflation or debt of any president in history, what Biden did. So you will be lucky if you did everything right to pay that back in 10 years, folks. I'm saying 15. But guess what? We can already see that's not going to happen, because we'll get to that in a minute. But for two, we are the ones that pay for Israel, like always, but we pay for Israel to have this iron dome, whatever the hell it's called. I thought they said iron dome. We pay for this. Over $2 billion for Israel to have this. Third of all, Israel is the size of New Jersey. And we're talking about doing the whole United States. They're talking about this would cost over $200 billion. What are we doing? Everything now is about war. Everything now is about immigrants. Everything now is about AI. Everything is about everything but how to bring this inflation down. Everything is about more debt by doing these things that this guy wants to do. And I told you guys, all I could do was show you the law, show you the history of the United States, show you what was going on with Biden, Kamala Harris, and you guys stop what? Man, this dude a Republican, man. This dude, he a traitor and all this stuff. How could I be that, folks? When I told you from the get-go, this whole thing is fake. The United States is a corporation. The citizens that work for the corporation cannot elect a president. Only the people that the owners say can. And it's damn sure not the citizens who get the popular vote. They don't get the electoral vote in the electoral college. They don't get that vote, folks. So now, I'm telling you guys what's going on. So evidently to me, what I'm seeing is he's got to pay back his, because all this stuff is a budget. All this stuff is getting paid to somebody's pockets to get this stuff done. And certain people are getting kickbacks. And even though you might think, oh man, this is, they're going to hire, they're going to give these jobs to Americans. See, what they'll do is, both of them are good at this, especially the Democrats, right? But you hear all in the news a lot of times, we created American jobs, right? So what they'll do is, they'll give money or bids or whatever to company owners, people who own companies and corporations, right? They might be American or they might be a United States citizen. But the people who will be doing the work, are they going to be United States citizens? That's the problem, folks. You can create this and give it to the business owners who are United States citizens, or if you want to call it Americans. There's a difference between an American and a United States citizen, right? When you're a United States citizen, that means you work for the United States corporation via the Social Security card, right? If you're an American, you were born in Americas. No matter if you was born in, what we call the States, Canada, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Venezuela, Jamaica, Barbados, Mexico, you name it. If you was born in the Western Hemisphere, you are an American. Now, if you want to work for, maybe let's just say Dominican Republic, now you got to get certain credentials. Now you're a Dominican citizen, and so on with these other corporations, right? Mexico and all these different places in the Western Hemisphere. So, guys, when I tell you certain things about history, I'm only being real. I'm only going by the law. See, people out there, they'll try to say, oh man, this guy's saying this, he's just making up stuff. And I will bet them any kind of money, anything I say, I can back it up with the truth. Because what some of these dudes will do, you think they're telling the truth, but they'll always play one side, the black side. They'll play the white side, right? They'll play the Republican side. They'll play the Democrat side. This is what they do when they so-called tell the truth, because they're in it for money. They're in it for clout. So they're always looking to divide the people. They might be thinking they're telling their people some kind of truth, but in order to tell their truth, they'll have to blame somebody. Like a lot of black people like to tell, these things about, history for black people, but they'll start blaming white people. They're about to divide. I see a lot of these cats out, they're about divide, because that's the only way you can make money is divide. And they're going to be asking you for money on top of that. They can't tell you the truth without making money. So what comes with that is now they got to start telling half truths. That's what they got to start doing. So this is, I'm just trying to, I don't vote for this stuff. They always say, man, if you don't vote, you don't got a voice, you don't have an opinion. How about every time you vote, you keep messing it up for me? Every time you vote, you keep messing it up for me. No matter what fool you vote for, they're all the same people. Nevertheless, this guy is looking to run up more debt. He's trying to fix what Biden did, trying to stop what Biden did, trying to reverse what Biden did, which is, it will be fine. To me, he did a lot of bad stuff, but where's the foundation to help business owners, small business owners, to get this inflation down, to do all these things before you want to go off and spend all this money with companies and corporations to help do these ventures? Now, we already know why the immigration thing is so important to these guys. And to me, it's becoming more about a lot of money being concentrated on immigration, on ICE. Well, who's getting that money? Who's getting a kickback? Who's going to be making all this money on these type of things? How much is it going to cost? Did anybody ever ask that? How much is that going to cost? And what he said was, and they continue to say, 99 point. Oh, to me, I'm just saying, it seems like 99% of it is criminals, illegal criminals. I don't know anybody who dealt with illegal criminals. I'm not trying to say there's nobody, but I'm just saying I haven't heard nobody. To me, I think crime is at its lowest of all time compared to when I grew up. I grew up, when we talk about the late 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, I don't see nothing going on compared to them. All I see is, communities gentrified and those people not even there no more. I done seen, thousands of people just disappear in the thin air that used to be in these communities. Gone and replaced. So, I mean, where are we at? So, what about the the 10 million people that came in? What about the 10 million people that came in illegally and claimed asylum? See, you can't go after these people because it's a waste of time. You're going to send back 10 million people? No, it's impossible. It's impossible. And if he was, everything will fall apart in the workplace because you have no foundation for nothing. Oh, we're going to start these unions back up. We're going to, cancel your business if you hire these people illegally. Folks, you ain't heard none of that. You ain't heard none of that. So we already know the bottom line. They're not going to go after illegal immigrants. They're going to make it's criminal charged. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that help inflation? That's just this whole thing, and people are making money on YouTube. See, when you come to my channel, we're going to talk real. And what I'm going to tell you folks is, you better stop spending money, stop going out, stop eating out, stop going to buying lavish stuff, stop going to all these festivals, stop doing all. Just stop spending, stop buying all this stuff at the store that you don't need, grocery store, department store. It's about to get bad, folks. It's about to get bad. It's about to get bad because when you see this dude stacking debt on top of debt is the biggest thing. And when we don't see that what these things are doing, helping American people at the bottom line, which is inflation, I mean, we got to say enough is enough, folks. And those things I talked about, not going out to eat, not doing all these things, and I know it seems crazy, but at the end of the day, you're going to need that money. It's about to get bad out here, folks. And not doing those things and supporting the economy, as far as us saying, no, we're going to, it's almost like a protest. We're not going to go out. We're not going to go to these festivals, spend all this money. We're not going to go to carnivals and spend all this money. We're not going to go to the store and splurge on food and all that stuff. We're not going to go eat out like that. We're not just going to go buy a whole bunch of stupid stuff. For what? You don't support us, we're not going to go out and spend our money in this economy. And most immigrants are smart anyways. They won't do these type of things. They only spend money on what they need. Yep, and they don't need much because where they come from, they didn't have shit. So just to have something means something to them, and to have a lot of money in their pocket means even more. So that's all I'm gonna say on this one. It's gonna get ugly out here, folks. And these people can sit up here who supporting this stuff on, whether it's Fox or these other fools on YouTube. They ain't telling you what's about to happen. All this ish is about, they can put on there that, he don't arrest all these bad people. This country is scared of him and this and that, and they bringing this back. This is what they do, folks. They trying to make money on their channel. They ain't talking about this inflation that this dude is building up. Spending all this money on stuff that has nothing to do with the American people. Signing all these executive orders to make it sound good, but the states have to vote on this. Sometimes the Supreme has to vote on this. All this stuff is bad businessman emotional stuff. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a damn genius. You don't have to be a businessman. You could look at what's going on and it's smacking you right in the face. What the hell is this guy doing? This ain't how businessmen do business. All emotional. Who's going to rebuild California? That's what he was talking about. Yeah, he might give the money to American business owners, well, who they going to hire, folks? You fooling yourself. Yes, he's going to give it to the people that voted for him. Yes, he's going to get this, take this money, which turns into debt, and he's going to give it to this company. They well, not voted for him. Yeah, of course they voted for him, but they funded his campaign. Basically, that's what they do. Once you get in office, how'd you get in office? Well, all these corporations and companies, they pay for your campaign, tens of millions of dollars. So when you get in office, what do you think? He's trying to do something for Nancy that lives in Washington or Wyoming or something? No. These fools are doing for the corporations that got them in office. This is what they're leading for first, to benefit them. Because in essence, these people bring in the tax money. I know we do at the bottom line, but the companies, by having employees, bring in the tax money. They do. They bring in the tax money. So that's the bottom line right there. We can go into that a whole different day. But these people fund their campaigns. So when they get in office, that's where all the money's going, folks. We did a whole video on this stuff, and people don't understand this. They think they're voting people in the office and all this dumb stuff because they don't know the law. And you tell them this, and they're just beside themselves. That any of this stuff could be true. This is what the teachers tell them. This is what these people on TV tell them. This is what so-called historians tell them. Right? But they're in it to make money, or they're dumb, or they're misinformed. I would say they're in it to make money, usually. Okay? There's some dumb people that just go along with it. I call them just the regular people. But the most of your people on TV, they know this stuff, what I'm talking about, folks. It's in the law. They can talk around it all they want. It's in the law. And nobody will challenge me. Nobody will challenge me because they will lose. They will lose. They will lose. They will lose. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here until we, we're gonna see it right in front of your face. It's gonna, all this stuff is emotional. It's bad, folks. It's bad. It's like this dude ain't had no. I know it's a lot of stuff that Biden and them did, and you're trying to revert, but that's 4 years, man. You can't revert 4 years in damn 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yes, you can sign an executive order for this, wanting to do this and wanting to do that, but you can't do 20 things in 2 damn weeks. You can't do it. It's ridiculous. All this is just sound like, oh, okay, I made all these promises, I said all these things, I'm gonna throw them all out there the first week or the first 14 days to make them feel good, and then boom, it blowing up. At least he tried, right, folks? That's what's going to be down the pipe, right? Mark my words. They're going to say he signed all these executive orders, he kept his promise, he tried to do it, and then whatever that's going to stop him from doing most of the things, that's not his fault. That's what he wanted to do. That's what they're going to say. Now the things that are going to happen, that are going to go through, it's not going to benefit the people, folks. It's not. It's going to benefit these companies and corporations. At the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you is, watch out.